Hey there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here with a review for Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. But first I'd like to talk to you about the 31-Day Horror Movie Challenge. This is a journal that I published, a film journal, a 31-day horror movie challenge, where each day you were given a specific challenge, such as a Freddy Krueger movie. And you were to answer 6 questions. 3 of which are going to be standard across the board for every challenge. Who made it, what works, what doesn't. But then you'll get 3 unique questions, such as, does Freddy play as an allegory in this film? What are your thoughts? This is a really fun book if you are interested in engaging with what you watch. This will help you to better critically analyze what you're watching, and is perfect for Halloween time. But isn't exclusive to Halloween time. You can use this whenever you would like. There's going to be a link in the description below where you can purchase this directly from Amazon, and I hope you do. Feel free to check it out. But moving on to Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. This is the 3rd in the Killer Tomato franchise, and the first that has absolutely no relevance. It is absolutely hot garbage. I cannot stress how awful this movie is. And it's a shame, because the first one was good, fun. The second one was fun enough. This one is just misguided, even in its approach to the spoof. It continues the trajectory of spoofing something in the realm of cinema. The first one was a spoof of B-movies. The second one was a spoof of commercialism and franchisement. This one is a spoof of detective buddy cop hard-boiled thrillers? And I don't get how that connects to Killer Tomatoes. What's even more baffling is this movie came out in 1991, which at that time had an active franchise that was also a spoof of detective hard-boiled buddy cop thrillers in the Naked Gun franchise. So for this movie to spoof basically Dragnet and the Lethal Weapon movies was just left me dumbfounded. What's worse is none of it lands. None of the jokes work. It just doesn't work at all. In fact, there are only 2 instances in this entire film that had me laugh. One of which is in the very opening scene, which is the best joke so far of this entire franchise. And it's where it's riffing on horror movies, which this is probably what this movie and franchise should have been doing in the first place, am I right? The opening scene, I'm going to just spoil this for this movie because, let's be real, you're not going to watch it. The opening scene of this movie has a woman sort of scantily clad running for her life in the woods, total darkness, and she's being pursued by someone, you don't know what it is, and then she finally turns around at the thing that caught up to her, and it's Jason Voorhees, complete with hockey mask. Doesn't look like it perfectly screen accurate, but you get the idea. It's Jason. And she's like, "Oh, it's you! I thought it was a killer tomato!" And then they hear sort of rumbling from beside them that... And then both she and Jason look and see a bunch of killer tomatoes with hockey masks, and both of them just are like, "Ah!" That's the funniest part of the entire movie. The only other funny part is when they're doing an homage to the shower scene from Psycho, where it complete with the score from Psycho, and then she lets out this vicious scream, but it turns out that the soap bar is just down to a sliver, and then she just gets a new soap bar, and then they start doing, if memory serves, the Exorcist theme. It could have been the Oman theme. And then she screams again, but she's just out of shampoo, and then this gag goes on several times. That part's kind of funny. The one positive besides those 2 jokes that this movie has, besides, John Astin's good and he's committed and he's kind of making fun of Geraldo Rivera, which was timely then and still a little, tickles me a little bit now. The only other thing that I like about this movie is, for the first time, tomatoes are in the movie, but they have faces and teeth and stuff like that. So this is a good evolution, and it seems like they really listened to the criticism of the second movie, which had no tomatoes in it, really. This one has lots of tomatoes, and they have faces and stuff. FT, the fuzzy tomato's still there. He's the only character besides Dr. Gangrene and the wannabe newsman who returned for this film, and the guy that's in all of the movies with the parachute. Can't think of his name right now. That's how much of an impact this series is having. I am going to round out the franchise. There's one movie left, and God willing it is not as god-awful as this one, but this is a... it's not even a one-star movie. This is a half-star movie. I'm sorry that I watched it. I will never watch it again. So I will revisit Killer Tomatoes Eat France. Last time I saw that movie, I was like 10 or 11 years old. So we'll see how that one holds up 27 years later. Jesus. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.